Now we're going to get into some fun, and we're going to get into some discussions about money and finances from a couple that actually sent us a question. Let's give a warm welcome to Tracy and Eric. Yay! Hey, how are y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm so happy to have y'all here today. Now, y'all are newlyweds, right? Y'all been married, 17 months?
17 months.
Oh, y'all still honeymooning?
Always.
Tell it. So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby.
Sure. Tracy, I'm originally from New York. I moved to North Carolina to attend law school and started my career here and met my kind countryman and never left. So I've been here now 11 years.
Well, I'm Eric Gaskins. I'm from Durham, North Carolina. Born and raised. I played collegiate football at Wake Forest University.
Yes, Wake Forest.
Yeah, go Deets. And I met my wife in Durham, and we've been dating and been married ever since.
Yes, y'all are so lovely. My cousin went to Wake Forest. I used to go up there for the game, so I might have seen you. I might have seen you playing. Now, like I said before, you sent TT a question. Now, what's your question, Tracy, for TT?
So, as a married couple, we have learned to meet in the middle on things that, when you're single, you're making independent decisions, but when you're married, you're always thinking about your partner, or at least you should be. And one thing we have been discussing is food budget, because we're actually very different eaters. And I'm a big cook. So, when I first met him, I had this dream that I would get married and always have a beautiful table set with our meals. And my husband will come home and say, "Oh no, I'm good. I ate, before I left for work." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that kind of shifted our meal dynamic. And then I work remote. And so if I don't prep during the weekend, I'm in this cycle of ordering out, us going out to dinner. And so we just want to be better on understanding how to incorporate, right? I don't want to feel guilty if I have to order out one day or, a couple of days a week if I'm not going to cook. So we just want to figure out how to fit that into our budget and just do a better job being more intentional about our food spending.
I appreciate your question. It is definitely one that I lecture and talk to my nieces and nephews about all the time, because these meal delivery services are getting rich off my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And
they
get you. And it's the convenience of it. And it happened around COVID, where we were like, well, we don't really have a choice, and we're stuck inside, and, we got food at home. Remember what mama said? You got food at home. Right, so you ain't got no McDonald's money. But listen, I understand, and I live in the real world like you do as well. Now, y'all blessed in that you know how to cook. Eric, can you cook?
No, not at all.
I can't boil water.
I clean up.
Yeah, he's an excellent cleaner. It balances out.
Yeah. I'm good at heating up some food. I like to go and purchase food that I can heat up for a meal. My husband is an excellent cook, chef as well. But again, as busy professionals, that's just not realistic sometimes. And I appreciate that you're saying you don't want to feel guilty, but you know that it's going to happen. And so budgets are freedom. And so what you need to do is put together a meal budget. You need to be realistic and say, look, on Sunday, Eric, you're going to clean these dishes after I meal prep and make up 3-4 meals for us for the week that we're going to pop in the oven. One of me, since I'm home, I'll set my alarm. I'm going to pop it in the oven. And that means your behind ain't going to get nothing to eat on the way home, Eric. Right. We're going to eat this food at the house. And so we're going to meal prep on Saturday. And you're going to clean up the kitchen. I'll prepare the meals, or we can do it together. And then we're going to know that 3 of the days of the week, I ain't really going to be feeling it. You're not going to feel it. And we're going to allow ourselves grace. And we're going to budget for those days too. Either, Eric, if you're working late and you just want to pick some up on the way home, that's fine, as long as we've discussed it beforehand. And so I can plan accordingly as well. Or like my husband and I, we like to say on the weekends, ain't nobody cooking. We ain't doing that. We tired. We done worked all week. So we already know on the weekends we ordering out. And so we budget for that. And then you don't have the guilt associated with it because you've put it in your budget and you've stuck to it.
Gotcha. It's discipline. I think
Yes.
that's the biggest thing also.
Yeah, yeah. It's just discipline. And don't beat yourself up. I mean, we're busy professionals. You do what you have to do. But I feel like when you have and don't say what day it is you're going to do that. Just say 3 of the days or 2 of the days during the week. We have the autonomy to decide that I'm not going to pop that meal in the oven. We're going to order out. Today was tough at work. I don't even feel like heating up food. Give yourself the room and bandwidth to be able to make that decision, and just be communicative together as a couple. Because remember, you're married now. You ain't roommates.
Right.
You're right.
You're married now. You ain't roommates. Now, I heard y'all have some other questions for me. I want Eric to ask me the next question. What other questions y'all have for me?
Well, a lot of our friends and family are asking us about kids.
17 months in? They ain't even let y'all honeymoon yet. Doubt.
Yeah.
And I'm 39 and Tracy's 38, so I know it's getting pushing to the point. But I just try to explain to people, we just enjoying each other.
Right.
And the kids come, that's a blessing. But I'd rather be with Tracy than be with somebody that I have 10 kids with and not in love with.
Periods.
Yeah. So.
And I think for me, when I used to talk to friends who were newly married, who talked about the pressures of having kids, I was like, oh, I don't feel that. I don't think I will feel that. And we understand that your friends and family are just excited for you. And in their mind, the next step are kids. But it does put pressure. Mm-hmm. And it's a pressure that I think is affecting me more than I care to admit. So I think the question for us is, how do you respond to that, right? Because we don't want to be rude. We understand that our family and friends are excited for us, but I also don't want to feel the pressure to do that until we're ready to do it.
And also, I don't think they're saying it in a negative way. We just have so much support and love.
Yeah, people are excited.
And they ready to see us with another chapter in our life and some little big E's running around here. And, so I don't take it as a malice way. I just think, it's on us, but I appreciate the support and love, because we could be complaining about why nobody's interested in our life.
Right.
Or our relationship.
Right.
So it's a balance. It's a balance.
Right. No, I appreciate the kindness and the empathy that you showing to nosy people. Because Auntie would be like, it ain't none of your damn business. But I can tell that y'all are kind, gentle souls. And you know what? We need y'all in this world, and lead with that. Be yourself. There is nothing wrong with you saying to people that, that is a personal topic between my husband or my wife and myself. And that is not something that at this time we would like to discuss with anyone. And even if you wanted to go into more detail, you could say, we could be trying, but we wouldn't want to tell anybody that, because you want to wait until appropriate times before you disclose that information. And you just determine, if it's your mama, obviously, you got to do it a certain way, the way you're going to say it. But if it's some nosy cousin and whatever, one of these things I learned from my therapist recently is called mid-chill. It's where you don't really give an answer or commit to a statement or question that somebody asks you. So when somebody asks you that, you can be like, well, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll discuss it later. Like, you don't really add into it and you don't take away, so they can keep, you give them a filler kind of answer. And so they can't then take it to another step. Or you could ask them some of their business. If you got some ideas for something, you could ask them, Eric.
Yeah, sometimes, sometimes, like you said, those questions are personal.
Right.
And sometimes I'll be like, well, when you going to buy a house? Because I know that might strike a nerve.
Amen.
Then they look at it like, all right, I need to stay out their business. I need to stay in my lane.
Right. And I think people don't understand how really personal that is to ask someone about when are you going to have a kid. It's so personal, because like in my case, I can't have kids. Right. And so like, it brings up all these anxieties and worries and self-doubt and all that. It's just like, it's amazing that people really don't think out that before they ask somebody that question.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's just like asking somebody, are you pregnant? It's equivalent. Don't ask. We will share when we are ready. And listen, Go ahead.
No, sorry to cut you off. I
No.
was just saying, yeah, and at our ages too. Like I'm 38, Eric's 39. I think it just I'm shocked at the pressure I do feel. Right. I thought I was at a phase in my life where I wouldn't be pressured by people or people say or think. So this is just I think a shock to my nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're right. It's just you don't know what a woman or couple is going through. So I understand the excitement, but I do think people need to be more mindful. And I'm talking to self because I know for sure when I was single or younger and friends were married, I'm sure I asked this question too. But you just once you're in it, I guess you get more empathy and grace for the fact that it could trigger or elicit feelings that you didn't even know you had. The more people ask you,
And also, I believe a lot of men don't know what the women go through with their body. Women go through a lot, and I didn't know till I started dating Tracy and engagement and marriage. I'm like, wow, like everybody can't have kids. And that's all right, you know what I'm saying? But people got to understand what women go through with their body. And it's a lot.
It is a lot. You're absolutely right. You got a good man, girl. You got a good man, lady. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just like Tracy Ellis Ross just said, she said, us childless women like myself, we still aunties to everybody in the world. And so there's a place for us. And so I want you to, put that pressure back on them, take it off your back. You enjoy your man, you enjoy your wife. And enjoy this new time. Y'all just got married. Enjoy each other. And like you said, what God has for us is gonna come. It'll come. Right? And together y'all can handle anything. So, you determine, what spirit to get them people back with the way in which they ask you that question. And feel free to do so, because it is a really personal, invasive, inappropriate question for folk just be asking folk all the time and trying to pressure you with. Now, y'all are newlyweds. I want to know, have y'all done the ceremonial joining of bank accounts yet?
So
we have
hybrid style.
Yeah.
Okay. What's a hybrid now?
I think we need to be more disciplined with it.
So we opened an account. So that's
a joint account. Okay.
Yes. We opened a joint account. We have our separate accounts. But what we have not done is been disciplined to put all the bill money in one account. And I'm going to take accountability for that, because the way I was raised, you manually pay all your bills, right? Like you don't. So I'm struggling with automation, whereas my husband is automated. He knows when mortgage coming out, HOA, so those things are taken care of on his end. But me, if it's the light bill, I'm manually going in. I think just last month I automated our internet bill, and I felt proud of myself. It's just we have to be focused on actually having a plan in place to make sure all our bills. Like I want to get to the point where we know our bills are being paid out of that account. We don't have to look at it. We'll check in periodically, but we need to do a better job.
Correct.
So a way for you, and I really appreciate and love that you were saying the automation is difficult, because it actually, Tracy, is difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people grew up with their parents living paycheck to paycheck, and not having the freedom of automation where a direct deposit is going somewhere and the money can just come out. Folks making it work as best they can. And quite honestly, in the economy right now, a lot of people are facing that. And so I can definitely understand your anxiety associated with that. But I will say this again, budgeting is key. And so with your direct deposit from work, all you do is what that light bill might be every month, or what that insurance payment is, or what you definitely know what the mortgage is. You just have that amount taken out of whichever check and put into that account. And set up the automation and don't worry about it. And then you budget for what you're going to add to your personal accounts. I'm glad that you both kept your own checking accounts, because that is important. Just because you're married doesn't mean that you're not still an individual, and that you still want to maybe buy your spouse a gift and they not know about it, or, have your own things that you want to plan and grow for. And so, just because you're married don't mean that you don't, have individual goals and wants. Just, discuss, with your wife or your husband what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with still having your own personal checking checking account and having a joint account. In my household, it's the same way. We have a joint marital account, and I contribute what I'm going to contribute to it. My husband contributes what he's going to contribute to it. And all the bills are debited from that account. And bills are savings.
Correct.
Right.
Number one. It ain't just the house and the mortgage and the insurance and all that. You need to pay yourself first.
Right.
And obviously, I know out of your own personal business, or your own personal at work, you're probably doing 401k or 403b or, all of that and maxing it out. Messing it out. Especially if you're getting matching. But you can do some stuff together as a couple, like an IRA or, do a robo investor account or whatever you determine that you want to do as part of your investment planning, and have that money come out of that joint account. And just, I would say that first check of the month, just go on and take that money out and put it in that joint account and enjoy the freedom of automation, Tracy. Right. I know it's going to take a while, but enjoy the freedom. And half the battle is over. Your partner is somebody that's used to it. It ain't new to it. So, just get used to that. And it really does make life it makes it less stressful to be worried about, at the last minute, I forgot to pay this. It helps with your credit because you ain't worried. It's always going to be paid on time. And then, I took care of that with the first check of the month. The second one, I can do X, Y, and Z with. Or if you need something from the second check, with your direct deposit, you can set up, I want this to go to this account. I want this to go to that account. And just, embrace, you young baby, embrace this new technology. Grandmother used to have to use envelopes where we would put the cash in, this the grocery money, this money, this, and put it on the fireplace. It's the same concept. It's just with automation.
Just different, a little different.
Just a little different.
It's very true. And growing up in church, I learned this acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. And I've been so fearful of automation, and this might seem silly, but it didn't dawn on me that when you automate your bills, you can select the bill date, right? In my mind, automation meant, okay, it's going to be automated, but all my bills are going to have different dates. And I was like, no, it was simply because something that is so simple just scared me, right? And you're right. It's because growing up, you knew kind of what you had. You didn't want your account to be negative, and so I, in this phase of my own adulthood, am realizing that I don't have to do things the way I was raised, right? And to your point, the autonomy, which I consider a blessing, right? So I'm unlearning things that we did in survival. My mom made sure I was able to go to private school and activities, and she sacrificed a lot. And even with kids, I had a friend say to me that, you have a helpmate, right?
Yes.
You have a partner who wants to raise children with you. You have, you guys have a different lifestyle. So it's just really unlearning what you've learned. And so shout out to our parents, but it's an honor and privilege that we can do different. So you just have to unlearn things.
And enjoy.
Because
you deserve.
Yeah. And I beat myself up a lot. I do. And I have to also unlearn that because feeling like life is great, you're always I've convinced myself I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. And I don't know where that's come from, right? I don't know where that's come from. So that's something therapy.
Right. Which we all should be in.
Right. But I need to just be happy and peaceful with where I am in life, because life's going to happen anyway. Right. So why have anxiety about what's going to happen next because life is good? I need to fully embrace that.
You do. And don't beat yourself up for having anxiety, because that's natural. And plus, we have friends who are always complaining to us about the shoe dropping in their life, and we project that on ourselves when really at your house it's a fairy tale, and that's okay, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Just because it's a nightmare on Elm Street or somebody else's house doesn't mean that that's going to happen in yours.
Yeah.
And don't let that spirit of negativity enter your household. You can be there for your friends, but sometimes you got to block that. Sometimes you got to say, you know what? I'm not in a place today to hear that.
Fairy tale guilt.
That's what it is.
I like that.
That's what
good.
it is. That's what it is.
And she gonna be good. I tell you, we're in a good place. A lot of people wish they was in our shoes.
Right.
And things is gonna happen. Hiccups gonna happen. You just got to be prepared for it.
Right.
Financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. You just got to be prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
And do it together.
Yes. And like when we've gotten engaged, we start renting out the property I bought before we got married.
Mm-hmm.
Things was happening and the rent and the tenants and stuff. I'm like, that's going to happen. That's part of the game. But we're going to be all right. We're going to get through it. And we're not going to sell the house.
No, we never sell property. We keep property always. We never sell. They ain't making no more land. That's what my grandma says.
Right.
So why you ready to get rid of some?
Yeah, he's definitely my calm. I thought I was a go with the flow person, and I am in certain areas, but I think subconsciously I'm go with the flow if I know I have a little bit of control. And something in my devotionals I've been doing in the morning is God is like, no, I'm in control, right?
Yep.
And so my husband being able to be the calm, he's like, things are going to work out. And I'm looking at that, he loves his project. So he'll renovate our bathroom a week before companies come in. And I'm like, Eric, look, I'm freaking out. And we do this every single time. He's like, baby, it's going to be fine. Right. And surely enough, the sink is being put in when our guests are coming through the door.
They'll be all right.
But they didn't see it. We saw it. They didn't see it. We good.
Yeah. So he has just talking about unlearning, right? And actually, to be quite honest, being in a safe space as a woman, I think I have spent years being unsafe.
Yes.
And I don't know, I'm getting emotional, but
because it's real. You being real.
Yeah, that's the only way we know how to be. But he's provided me a safe space. And so I think I'm finally just entering that. We've been together almost 5 years. And I think I'm finally like, I'm safe, And so you just unlearn a lot of things. And so if anyone takes anything away from us, it's, you unlearn and you grow together and you build together. And it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight.
It's a process, and we are all a work in progress. Yes. And conversations, meaningful conversations like we've had today, they will help other couples. They will help other people, and they will see themselves in you guys, and they will learn from what we've discussed today. And so I thank you so much for being so open and honest and willing to share with everyone. Now, where can we find y'all on social media?
So, is your page private?
My y'all private people. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, I just heard.
I do have a food page that talking about fear. I've had it for years and it's kind of stalled. The Right Eats, WRIGHTEATS, and Eric is E-Gas Money Bags.
Oh, I love it. Yes, we love all things coins that wire.
Exactly. But stepping out of my comfort zone, I will be more public facing, but that's what people can find us for now.
Well, thank y'all both so much. And the last bit of advice that I will give you both is enjoy this time. Enjoy each other.
Yes.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't go to bed mad with each other. Go on and fight it out before you go to bed. Y'all gonna get in arguments, honey. I've been married 20 years, been with my man 25. TT knows. Don't go to bed mad. That old adage is 100% true. And ain't nobody sleeping on no couch. We sleeping in the same marital bed.
Yeah. Yes. Agree.
Ain't nobody going to no couch because that creates dissension. We sleeping together. You can be mad all you want to kick me and pull the covers, but we sleeping in that same bed tonight. Okay.
That's right.
I have one more question, sure. Mommy asking. How do you and your husband balance of living in today, but also being financial and making moves and take care of things for down the line of 20 years, 25 years? Because I think a lot of couples get caught up on living in today. And, we're going to get old.
Right.
And we want to be able to be stable when we old also. Mm-hmm. But it's a balance. It's a sacrifice of, sometimes we can't put this money on this trip. Mm-hmm. We can add that to retirement or knock down the interest rates on the homes that we own so we can save on that. So how do you balance that with discipline and mental?
So it's so funny that you asked this question because I covered this topic in my book, Crawl Before You Fall.
Oh, okay.
I actually really do. I share a story about when I first got married. My husband is a physician, and I'll say it briefly, but I thought, oh, I'm a doctor's wife, child. I got to do the most. And we used to have this big party every year, and I was spending $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. This was like 15 years ago on this holiday party every year, and then crying the next month when I was looking at my credit card statement and had to pay it. And so we sat down and we looked at our budget and we were like, because I was like, I got to have the biggest this and that. You know, the whole society says you should have this because, you got a successful accounting practice and he's a doctor and it should look this way. And we said, you know what? To hell with all that. We're not doing that. We have goals. We don't want to work forever. I retired from working, and that's why I can do fun activities like this and feel like I give back 5 years ago. And I was able to do that because we crawled for 5 years where we said we ain't going on no trips. We're not giving each other gifts. We're not Christmas. Oh, we're setting a limit for family members, but Buffy and Dave aren't giving each other presents.
Gotcha.
The present we giving each other is putting money up. So we ain't gotta work forever. And we did this for 5 years, and I talk about it, I detail it all the way and the ups and downs and difficulties associated with it. But baby, I was able to retire when I was 41 years old.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
my husband will be retiring in 5 years.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And then we're going to buy a farm and go chill. And so it's discipline. Like you said, Eric, it's discipline. It's shutting out the noise, not listening to everybody telling you what you should do and how you should. You know, everybody love to spend our money, don't they? They love to be like, well, yo, you a lawyer, you a this, y'all should have. They love to spend our money, but they ain't contributed nothing. You got to just block all that out and think about what the two of you want. And plan and stay laser focused and don't allow anybody to disrupt that at all. Because then you will have the freedom like me where I get up when the sun comes up. When I want to, like when the sun wakes me up, not because I got to go work at some job. And everybody tries to act like you want to be booked and busy. That's a lie. Don't fall for that. People want to be able to do what they want to do. Time is the most valuable asset in this world, not money.
Autonomy. That's our goal. Autonomy. You hit on something. Last Christmas with our family, we did Secret Santas. So you only had to buy gifts for one person.
We do it in ours.
Yeah, because we have like our parents are retired, you know, we're working. My sister-in-law is back in school, you know, and we had an honest family conversation. Like, we don't need anything. Right. Like, if you want to do something kind, pick a name out of a hat. Everyone had to put 3 gifts that they wanted under $100.
Yep.
And you picked 1 or 3, whatever your budget was. And you could actually feel the lightness in the air.
Yes,
I felt it. It felt very different because it took the pressures off the gifts. You know, and it put it back on the family.
Yeah.
And so this year we're gonna spend Christmas at the beach with our family, and we're even toying with, do we want to do gifts? You know,
because we're paying for the beach.
We're paying for the beach.
Right.
That's
the experience more.
Yeah. And so you were spot on, where it's just like, in your marriage, you have to do what's best for you and your family and not what's best for the Joneses, because you don't know the Joneses, right? And they're probably broke.
Trust me, they are. I know they used to be my tax clients. They ain't got no damn money.
Exactly. And so I do feel freedom, and I'm proud of us that we starting to set that standard with our family. I am excited.
Yeah.
This is a great conversation, and it's good to have a reset.
Yeah, you guys enjoy the process.
Yes. Well, thank y'all so much. Y'all have been fantastic. I really appreciate your time today. And you know, if you ever have another question for Auntie, you know where to hit me up.